Hello everyone! Today we have a great pleasure to have with us Mr. Tuomas Laasko, who is the Vice President in International Hotel Development at Marriott International. You sometimes use the example of the tree. Would you like to share that concept with our audience?
Yes, I'm happy to. So basically what this is all about is, working in hotel development and working on new hotel projects. When you think of a hotel as a tree with its tree trunk and branches and leaves and everything, and that's what most people see of a tree. But if you really want to evaluate the health of the tree, you naturally want to take a look at how strong the roots are. And in the case of a hotel, the roots are the underlying contractual and financing structures, which are very helpful to understand.
So you would recommend to our audience to always look and invest in the roots so they can make the tree grow in a nice way.
Yes, so if I think of a hotel, if a hotel is poorly financed, then of course it trickles through the operation and makes it difficult for people also to work there. So, and I think to ask questions, also interviews, you don't have to become an expert, but understanding the different contract structures, the many different ways to finance hotels. And if you can then kind of, get an understanding and also maybe with that ask some questions, also shows interest when you're in an interview.
Talking about hotels, you have faced both the management excitement and challenges of hotel openings. Which professional skill sets do you need to have when dealing with new development projects?
From an operations standpoint, having also helped open a few hotels, I think you learn very quickly that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that the only way you can be successful is by working together as a team. And if I think about my job today in hotel development, I would say, managing people, processes, and most importantly, relationships are still equally, if not more important today.
To know how to communicate with your team and lead your teams.
To communicate and also, I think to really build relationships. And I think that when you have a hotel or any other company, you might have a structure in place where, let's say you're the boss and somebody, reports to you and they're on your team. I was always of the view that I don't want them to do it because they have to. I want them to because they want to. And if you get from the have to want to, you're on a pretty good track in terms of the relationship building.
What is your secret ingredient to make the people to want to and not to have to?
I think that you have to have a certain, I guess integrity in the sense that you have to also live certain things. I think first of all you have to obviously mean well, and if you generally care about people, it's easy. If you generally care about people and you want the best for them, whether it's the guests or your co-workers, I think that's something they can sense. And obviously actions speak louder than words. There are some people who say, well, do as I say, but don't do as I do, because they have a different standard for themselves. And I think that you need to hold yourself accountable. I mean, I'll give you a random example. When I was in hotel operation as the hotel manager, and I had always a morning meeting. And I would also, of course, make sure that, hold people accountable, they come to work on time, and that, because you have to deliver, you have to perform. And I remember there was this one time when I slept in and I overslept and basically came late. And I remember I came to the meeting, I apologized, and I just filled out a tardiness form, which we had at the time, for being late. And essentially gave it to human resources. So they also say that I also hold myself to the standard, and that you have to kind of maintain that. And I think then if they also sense that you mean what you say and you care about them, I think...
Leading by example.
Yeah.